Have you ever found yourself caught in the endless scroll, losing track of time as one short video blends into the next? It's a common experience in our hyper-connected world. Our attention, once a focused beam, now feels scattered, constantly pulled in 1,000 different directions. Digital devices designed for engagement have become masters at hijacking our most precious resource, our focus. We're living in an era where instant gratification is just a tap away. This constant availability of easy digital rewards is subtly reshaping our brains. It's as if our minds have developed a craving, an almost addictive reliance on these quick hits of stimulation. We feel compelled to check, to refresh, to see what new notification awaits. To understand this phenomenon, we need to talk about dopamine. Dopamine is not just a feel-good chemical. It's primarily a neurotransmitter associated with motivation, anticipation, and reward-seeking behavior. It drives us to pursue things we desire. In the digital realm, dopamine is triggered by every like, every new message, every notification. These are instant, low-effort rewards that provide a quick, albeit fleeting, sense of satisfaction. Our brains learn to associate these digital cues with a dopamine release. However, dopamine also plays a crucial role in the pursuit of more significant, long-term goals. The satisfaction of completing a complex project, mastering a new skill, or achieving a personal milestone also involves dopamine. This is the slower, more profound reward of sustained effort. Here lies the core problem. Our brains are constantly bombarded with these low-dose dopamine hits from digital devices. This continuous stream of easy rewards conditions our minds to expect immediate gratification. It makes the brain less willing to engage in activities that require sustained effort and patience. Deep work, critical thinking, and creative problem-solving all demand a different kind of mental engagement. They require us to resist immediate distractions and commit to a task for an extended period. But when our brains are accustomed to instant digital feedback, this sustained effort feels incredibly difficult. There's a stark contrast between the instant digital reward and the slow burn of achieving meaningful goals. One offers immediate pleasure, the other demands perseverance for a delayed, yet far more substantial, payoff. In essence, our brains are becoming addicted to the path of least resistance, the easy rewards. You might have heard of something called a dopamine detox. The common misconception is that a dopamine detox involves a complete removal of all stimulation. People attempt to abstain from all pleasurable activities, from social media to music, even sometimes food, for extended periods. This approach often portrays dopamine as inherently bad, something to be purged from our system. The idea is to reset the brain by depriving it of all external pleasure. However, this extreme method is largely ineffective and often leads to frustration and rebound behaviors. Completely removing all stimulation is not only impractical, but also misunderstands how dopamine functions. Dopamine is essential for motivation and learning. We don't want to eliminate it. The goal isn't to become a monk in a cave. It's to re-educate our brains. Instead of a drastic, unsustainable detox, I want to introduce you to a more effective strategy: dopamine anchoring. This approach doesn't aim to eliminate dopamine, but rather to re-educate your brain about what should trigger its release. It's about consciously linking effort with a small, predetermined reward. Think of it like training a parachute. You want your brain to associate the successful completion of a challenging task with a positive reinforcement. This isn't about rewarding yourself during the task, but after the task is done. It's about creating a powerful mental connection. The process is straightforward. First, pick a task you need to complete, especially one you tend to procrastinate on. Second, decide on a small, specific, and non-distracting reward you will give yourself only after the task is finished. Third, perform the task with focused effort. Finally, and crucially, immediately reward yourself upon completion. This simple sequence helps your brain build new neural pathways. It learns that sustained effort leads to a predictable and enjoyable outcome. This concept isn't just anecdotal, it's rooted in neuroscience. The principles behind dopamine anchoring are supported by research into habit formation and reward systems. Experts like Stanford neuroscientist Andrew Huberman have extensively discussed the role of dopamine in motivation and the importance of linking effort to reward. Huberman emphasizes that dopamine is released not just when we receive a reward, but also in anticipation of it, and crucially, after we achieve a goal. By strategically placing rewards, we can leverage this natural brain mechanism. This scientific backing reinforces the credibility and effectiveness of the dopamine anchoring approach. It's about consciously shaping our brain's reward circuitry. We are actively teaching our brains to find satisfaction in productive effort, rather than just passive consumption. This is a powerful tool for self-directed neuroplasticity. Let's look at some practical examples of dopamine anchoring in action. Consider a busy parent who struggles with email overload. They might decide to block all email notifications until their children are in bed and the house is quiet. Once all emails are sent and their inbox is cleared, their predetermined reward is a freshly brewed cup of their favorite coffee, enjoyed in silence. For a student facing a daunting study session, they could use the Pomodoro technique. After completing a 25-minute focused study block, their reward might be listening to one favorite song on Spotify, or a quick walk around the block. The key is that the reward is brief and directly follows the focused effort. These examples demonstrate how dopamine anchoring can be seamlessly integrated into daily routines. It's about creating micro-rituals that reinforce productive behavior. The reward doesn't have to be grand. Its power lies in its consistent association with task completion. While dopamine anchoring is powerful, there are common pitfalls to avoid. First, never reward yourself mid-task. The reward must come after the task is fully completed. Rewarding yourself prematurely trains your brain to expect gratification before the work is done, undermining the entire process. Second, be cautious about using distracting rewards. Social media, endless video feeds, or engaging in other highly stimulating digital activities can quickly derail your progress. The goal is to build focus, not to replace one distraction with another. Choose rewards that are genuinely enjoyable but don't pull you back into the digital vortex. Third, consistency is paramount. The more consistently you apply dopamine anchoring, the stronger the neural pathways become. Irregular application will yield inconsistent results. Make it a deliberate practice. Finally, keep your rewards brief. A 5-minute break, a single piece of chocolate, or one song is usually sufficient. The reward should be a punctuation mark, not a prolonged intermission. So, instead of a drastic, unsustainable dopamine detox, what we truly need is a deliberate ritual. This ritual is dopamine anchoring. It's a conscious strategy to re-educate your brain, linking effort directly to satisfaction. This isn't about deprivation. It's about intelligent design. It's about teaching your brain to crave the satisfaction of accomplishment, rather than the fleeting buzz of digital distraction. This ritual, consistently applied, will gradually rewire your attention for long-term focus and productivity. It empowers you to take control of your brain's reward system, transforming procrastination into progress. I encourage you to try dopamine anchoring in your own life. Pick one task, choose a small reward, and experience the shift. Share your experiences and discover the power of intentional focus. Subscribe for more weekly wisdom to upgrade your mindset, motivation, and clarity.